Hey everyone, I'm Jay Daniels. I got Eddie Wayne with me. We're sports advisors for SharpSiders. Today we're going to be bringing you two games, two free picks in this year's March Madness, baby. First, before we do that, we're going to break down some of the, we're going to go over some tips that we have on how to bet this year's bracket. Now, Eddie, why don't you start us off and then give us a couple tips, a couple quick tips.
Yeah, absolutely. So just to quickly go through the first two rounds, I think you want to take a look at some of the games where you have those higher seeds that are favored versus the lower seeds. For an example, we got an 11 versus 6, and the 11 seed is the favorite in those games. Definitely take a look at those games, see why Vegas or any sportsbook has made that team the favorite. There's definitely some red flags that are there.
Definitely a reason for it.
Take a look at before you end up placing your bet as to why that team's favored. We all know that the committee, they make the seeds, but the true favorites are the lines that are set in Vegas. So that's definitely one thing you want to look out for early on. Another thing we get a little deeper into the tournament is those Cinderella teams that everyone falls in love with every year. Once you get through that first week, momentum's easy to carry over from a Thursday to a Saturday. It's a lot more difficult to sustain it throughout the week. When you're going back to school, everyone at your school is going through the roof talking about how great you are. You're hearing it all over ESPN. How good you are, the run you just made. The confidence goes a little through the roof, but I think that those teams kind of get a little big head on their shoulders too.
I couldn't agree more.
So once you put those, you see yourself on tape. A lot of those big coaches, Krzyzewskis of the world, Calipari's, Bennett's, all those guys can kind of pick apart the weaknesses of the teams, and I think it's a little more difficult to sustain it over the week in the Sweet 16. Plus, there's definitely some line value that's going to be there. You really don't want to lay the favorite too much when you see a lot of points. But you also have to look at what the true line is versus the line that Vegas has created, because they know they're going to get a whole bunch of public money coming in on these underdogs that everyone saw last week with their Sweet 16, getting to the Sweet 16 lead. So right. We all know everyone loves to back a good story. So those are just some quick tips. In the first couple rounds, and we'll come up with some other tips later on once we get a little deeper.
Right. I like those two tips. Those are absolutely. I couldn't agree more with those. I have one quick one. Is even though you see a lot of these games, they have them on a neutral site. Some of these teams are not too far from home. You got Georgia State's playing in Jacksonville. That's not too far from home, so you can definitely get a good crowd. You got other teams like Notre Dame playing in Pittsburgh. You got Eastern Washington playing in Seattle. Duke playing in Charlotte. Speaking of Charlotte, that's why I'm here. I'm in the hotel right now. I'm about to watch Duke tomorrow. But, you got some of these teams that, they say it's a neutral court, but it's not too far from home. So, they do get some home advantage, some crowd advantage. So that's definitely something to look out for.
Absolutely.
Now let's go into the picks. So, Eddie, I believe you have a pretty solid pick for us. I believe it's a Saturday game, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, absolutely. We were going to tape these videos last night until you had your little plane scare on the way down to Charlotte.
Yeah. That's what are you going to do?
Yeah, but I definitely like Georgia State. For all the followers on Twitter, I gave that out as my free pick today. Definitely put a little something down on the money line, which you always want to do to take advantage of it. But yeah, I definitely would. I'm going to ride the momentum with Georgia State. I really like this team. They play hard for their coach. They play hard for each other. Kevin Ware, we all know that story. How he 2 years ago had that gruesome injury, came back. He's on that team. And then Hunter, he hit that big shot today, and I think he's a good player. He didn't have the greatest game today until the last couple minutes there. He was shut down. He only had about 5 minutes going into the last couple minutes of the game. I think he comes back with an even better game next game, and I think they definitely can keep it within 7 versus Xavier. I think Xavier's a little overrated. That line came out about 7. It's already been taken down to 6.5. I did see about 75% of the tickets are coming in on Xavier early on. I think it's a good indication of where the public is going to be. So I think you definitely want to look out for Georgia State. Again, I'm going to roll with them as my free pick, plus the 7 points. And definitely put a little something on the money line as well. So
yeah, Eddie, I have to agree with you on that. It's like you said before, a tip is where you kind of want to fade a team, after they have those couple of wins and they go back and now they have to take a week off and then come back again in the Sweet 16. But This is right before that. This is Georgia State's come off a big win. They got a lot of momentum, and they can carry it into Saturday. Let's say they win Saturday. Now they get into that situation where they have to go back to school, and then maybe you want to fade them. But in this situation,
Absolutely.
this is before that fade. So I definitely have to say, you definitely want to go and back Georgia State on this one. And again, it kind of ties
into. If they win this game, 95% chance I'm going against them next week, and they're going to get blown out of the gym.
Absolutely, and then it kind of goes with my tip as well. Is Georgia State's going to be playing in Jacksonville, so that's again going with Eddie's tip, with my tip. This is a great game. But now,
Yes.
now I have a game that I'm going to talk about. It's Davidson. Now Davidson, you got a team that they always shoot the ball extremely well. I mean, look at Steph Curry. He comes out of Davidson. He's probably the best three-point shooter in the NBA right now. They always shoot the ball extremely well. And they're playing against a team, Iowa. Okay, now Iowa has 11 losses, and if you look at these losses, 9 of them, the opponent has made 6 or more threes in that game. So anytime that they lose, they're letting up the three ball. They're letting it up. I think I saw 2 of those games, or 3 of those games actually, where the other team has actually made 10 threes in that game. Now 10 threes is a lot. You go shot for shot, 10 threes. You're up 10 points. 30 points to 20 points if you go shot for shot on 10 threes to field goals. And you look at Davidson, right? This is a team that scores the basketball. They're averaging almost 80 points a game, okay? So if they're not the team that's going to beat themselves. They put up points. So if you want to beat Davidson, you have to put up points. It's not going to be a defensive game. It's going to be scoring the basketball. And Iowa, I don't see them scoring the basketball. They're not that team that has a solid offense where we can give the ball to one player and he's going to get us a bucket when we need it. So I definitely see Davidson keeping this one real close, if not winning this one outright.
Yeah, I definitely would have to agree with you. Davidson, definitely a team that I like. I'll definitely be backing them as well. They get stellar guard play from Kalinowski, Brian Sullivan, Jack Gibbs. That trio right there, really good. They go about 8 players deep. They really are a good team, not turning the basketball over. They take care of it pretty well. I really like them. I think they're pretty good. They're the number 2 ranked team in the country when it comes to adjusted turnover rate. Only Wisconsin is better than them. They don't beat themselves, really. They're a really good team. Iowa, on the other hand, they've beaten themselves consistently this year, especially down the stretch. They are a team that's prone to make mistakes over and over. They showed that. And I think you definitely got a good side here, and I definitely agree with your pick.
So we're going to go ahead and make this official right here. So I'm going to say you take Davidson plus the points. Even if you want to wait until a late game, you might see a couple threes pop up. But I'm going to go with Davidson plus the points.
Absolutely. Yeah, so I'm going with Georgia State on Saturday, plus the 7 to beat Xavier. Maybe beat them outright, but I think you give them 7 points, they can definitely keep it within there. So.
Absolutely. So, all right. So that's going to conclude this episode for us. We're SharpSiders. I'm Jay Daniels, Eddie Wayne. Until next time, happy betting, guys.
We're not too expensive. We only charge about $10 to $20 a game. This is quite simple. You're going out there buying $50 picks from somebody. Unless they're hitting 70, 75%, you are not making any money, even if you're winning. You might be winning a bet, but you're also spending $50 on a pick. So we like to keep it reasonable, making sure that we can have happy customers, and also that you guys can make some money as well. We share this knowledge that we have with plenty of our clients right now. They pay for us for some in-game wagering and a whole bunch of other packages that we offer for them. So definitely hop on board. We know we're doing pretty well. Jay, you have the email that they can reach us at?
Yeah, the email is sharpsiders@yahoo.com. Our website is currently under construction, so you're going to have to contact us at the Yahoo account. Until then, when the site gets up, then you can contact us at sharpsiders.com. But as of right now, the Yahoo is the best way to go. Or if you'd like, you can contact myself, Jay Daniels, on Twitter. That's JDaniels_SS. Or you can contact Eddie Wayne on his Twitter. As well.
Eddie Wayne SS.
And until next time, happy betting, everybody.